Hey there, this is Beth, and this is part of a class I did for a summit last year on using art to work with ancestors. Right now, what I'm doing is gathering my supplies, and they're pretty basic. I have some mixed media paper, dirtiest watercolor palette ever, brush, water, and a couple pens and pencils to use for mark making. The idea behind this is to keep it easy. I also have a collage piece I have already selected prior because going through collage and time sensitive things takes way too long. The point of this is to work intuitively. What are you feeling? What's just speaking to you? And I have this kind of scribbled circle with rays coming off it of energy radiating everywhere and working with it. And the red really, for some reason, at this point in time was very symbolic to me of using that red to, like, blood, sanguine, kin, that kind of stuff, of bringing that in. And when I choose another red here, and I also like how the ballpoint pen resists the watercolor. I found that to be kind of a cool technique that I hadn't realized was going to happen when I did this art class. Creating some different textures and colors to create interest because, well, why not? And it's still really fast, easy, and loose. I am not trying to overthink anything. I'm not trying to create anything beautiful. I'm simply connecting with this. And ancestor reverence, worship, veneration is not something that comes out of the tradition of Lutheranism that I was raised in. So it kind of was a new thing when I started years and years and years ago working with ancestors, because it's just not something you do. What I came out of, there's like no shrines to people or anything like that. I got a couple of things here. It's always best to have one or two extra pieces. You may not use them. More collage to pick from is always good. And I cut out this moon and I don't use it. It was way too big. It took up too much room. And so I rejected it. So I go for my COVID. I said COVID. I said COVID. I want to mean COVID. I call COVID more than once called COVID Corvid. And I just called Corvids COVID. They're very close. But different whole meaning. The raven. I cut out my raven, which is a corvid, not a COVID. And then I have this lady that I just liked how she looked. I liked what she was wearing. I liked the stance. I liked the look on her face. And those are all things I look at when I'm doing this kind of stuff. What is it saying to me? It doesn't have to make sense, but it has to speak to me. And this raven and this chick, this spoke to me. I'm going to stick them on, and the moon just wasn't working out. That actually ended up, I think, in a spring equinox spread I did in my art journal this year. But just so you know also, now I'm gluing it down. Nothing special, just some gel medium there. But also there is an upcoming, not so live ancestor ritual happening this year for Halloween, Samhain, where we're going to be working on healing our ancestors and also making contact with one of our more quiet ancestors who's not out in the forefront making all the noise, and working with them. So that's going to be going out on the 29th. That's a Thursday in Mountain Time. And that'll be up until, I think I have the 9th put on my calendar. I can't remember, I've told people, so we'll go with the 9th because that's the latest date on my calendar. And that'll be out for free till after the 9th. That's a Monday. When I get up, take it down. If you're more interested in keeping access to it, though, you can always pick up the end of the year forecast or a Cosmic Shadowlight subscription. Either of those offerings will have that in there, and you can watch it at leisure or as many times as you want. At this point, I'm creating little energy protective rays around my lady and my raven. Doing a little writing now. No idea what I said. A lot of times when I do writing on this kind of stuff, I write as legibly as possible and go for a feeling, not so much a really big, oh my God, this is what I did kind of thing. I just want it get some feelings out. And I also felt artistically wise that this other side needed a bit of balance, and the writing does that, yet still leaves some negative space if you want to get artistic about it. But really simple things. But oh yeah, the sign up link is below this video. So for the other thing I just told you about, the not so live ancestor ritual, and it's not live, it's 2020, and yeah, it takes a lot of effort. So there we go. That was quick and easy. That took me maybe real time about 15-20 minutes to put together. And partly because I already had my collage picked out. If you're picking out collage as you go, it can take a little bit longer. Making a rune in there with someone I've been working with for a long time, that's symbolic of those two. And that's pretty much it. Just simple, easy ways to connect. And what I find this does, it brings what you're not thinking about into your thinking. I don't know how to explain it. But I do this kind of stuff a lot for a variety of different reasons. And this time it was ancestors. And be willing to scrap your original idea. Alrighty, everyone. Bye-bye.